Hello everyone, today I'm here with Khurshid Nariman. Khurshid Nariman is a bronze sculptor based in New Delhi, India, known for her work that explores both themes of human connectivity and the environment. Her sculptures, which include both abstract human figures and nature-inspired pieces, are often displayed at international exhibitions and aim to raise awareness about wildlife conservation. Her sculptures often depict abstract human forms and flowing shapes that blend the human, animal, and natural realms. What you do is fascinating. Personally, for me, sculpture is one of the most beautiful forms of art. And when I saw your work, I was deeply moved as I also saw a connection of multiple things. Can you share your journey? Did you always know you wanted to sculpt, or has this come to you over a period of time?
So honestly, it came to me over a period of time. I originally did political science, as I was telling you, from Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi. And when I moved out of there, I went to Triveni Kala Sangam.
Okay.
And I started just a sculpture class there. It was like a workshop almost. And when I touched upon sculpture there, I really fell in love with it. I knew there was some connection there. There was something there and I loved it. I honestly just got lucky. I don't know if it was fate, but I met K.S. Radhakrishnan, who's been my mentor over many years now. And I originally started off as an intern. And he's one of the masters of bronze sculpting today. And when I started there as an internship, he asked me to stay on for a full year. And that truly turned into 3 years. And I think that's really how my journey began and how I really started to sculpt, like learn about sculpture. I would say that the theoretical part of my work kicked in later. So as I would say, I started to sculpt at a very young age, at about 21. But I would say I really came into my own maybe 6 years after that. And then when I went to study abroad at University of Arts, London, that really honed my whole practice in, and my interest in the environment has always been there since I was a child. So I think between interpersonal relationships that I value a lot, plus the environment, plus animals, I think my love for all of that finally accumulated into ecology, which now shows in my work today.
So it just highlights how important having a mentor is.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then finding something you're passionate about. For you was ecology.
Yeah.
So how you turned that into art.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing, yes. What is still your biggest inspiration, something that gets you excited to go to work every single day?
So honestly, I love what I do. I think I'm one of the privileged few that gets to do something that I'm really passionate about. And I love working with my hands. I always have since I was a child.
Yeah.
So I think the excitement of what comes out of the day is what brings me there every day. So I always have a game plan in mind. I don't come every day thinking I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I have I have ideas in my head for a certain period of time and I work towards things. So I'm always either working towards shows or group shows or my solo shows.
Yeah.
So I always have a certain I come with a certain inspiration idea to begin with.
Yeah.
And then I'm just working through all of those through the day. And it's fascinating to see how it comes out. It's always different than what I would have predicted.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's always different and it's something new and I think that really keeps me going.
Can you share any story behind the work you do with artisans?
So artisans are actually our biggest driving force, genuinely. As a sculptor, we have multiple people that are working with us every single day because it's not plausible to make, say, 20 feet sculptures by yourself.
Yeah.
That is something that I've done. So I do make very large scale sculptures as well as small. So I think when I entered, like I told you, K.S. Radhakrishnan's studio, he had about 10 artisans around him and really skilled labor. Like they were the driving force behind everything. They are the ones that really taught me all the skills I know today. So everything that I do practically, honestly, was learnt by them in its entirety. And I've interned at quite a few places across India as well. So I was in Odisha doing stone sculpting, right? So I was with Sudarshan Sahu. He's a very, very well-known stone sculptor. And again, his artisans taught me what to do. So I think my core base of my practical work that I have learned and I'm able to execute today is purely through them.
Yeah.
So I'll forever be grateful for them. And really, they're the driving force behind any, I would say, sculptor.
Yeah.
I can't necessarily say artist because as a painter, it is possible to do it yourself. But I think even as a large-scale painter, honestly, no, you do have people helping you.
It's so nice that you said that you've learned from them. Because
Absolutely, of course you do. Because of course K.S. Radhakrishnan is the one that has taught me. He's my mentor. But it's his men who he's taught that have in turn taught me. So it's a wonderful sort of, it's almost like a cycle.
Yeah, and all these different skills like stone sculpting and then bronze sculpting.
Yeah. So metal sculpture, stone sculpture, I've even done woodwork.
Okay. What is one teaching from our religion that enabled you to develop key life lessons which stay with you every day while you work?
So I come from a very deep-rooted Zoroastrian family, I would say, because all my grandparents from all sides, my parents as well, they are all Zoroastrian. And I think just learning value systems and work ethic from them, which they have also learned via our scriptures in a sense. So our base prayer, which is Ashemwo, which I know you know, is actually truth brings happiness.
Yeah.
Right? And then you must say truth for the sake of truth itself. That is literally what the prayer means.
Yeah.
So it's just about me speaking my truth every single day and just being true to who I am as an artist, as a person, as a sculptor, all of it. So it's about being true to yourself, true to your artistry, true to your work. And it's a lesson and tradition that I think is so deeply imbibed. You don't realize it, but it's something that you just practice every day, notionally, without even meaning to. So of course it's helped me a great deal with just being able to hold my own in a sense, almost, be true to what I want to do. And I'll continue to say the things that I want to say via my art, regardless of what anyone else has to say, and just keep moving forward.
So nice that you said that, like righteousness for the sake of righteousness.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is who you are,
Yeah.
your identity as an artist. You stay true to that.
Yeah, absolutely.